things. Okay, this is Saturday night. So I guess there's a Lionsgate portal on 8/8. I'm just taking in some of the new age jive. Yeah, riding that coat train for whatever reason. Yeah, I guess I was gonna put in the title of the Arturians and they get their act together, but whatever. Some of them are just talking down to people and all that. At least the ones that get channeled from certain individuals. I know I shouldn't listen to that. I mean, I don't listen to it, but it's like the great know-it-all race. Of course, a lot of races feel like they're that way. Yeah, if they incarnate here, it would be a different story. They might be able to give advice, but if they go through all this trouble here and everything, I doubt they can take their own advice. Just a bunch of talk, basically, is what I'm getting at. Probably like most of this, I think some of the spirit realm is actually realizing it's like they even need to watch what they say. It's like, you know what? Let's be a little bit more smart in our delivery. Because they might be able to talk a big talk, but can they even survive this place with with pressure, challenges, whatever? No. So I think they're getting kind of, well, it depends on who they're connected to. Same as a tropical storm heading our way. It might turn into a hurricane when it hits like Tallahassee area. We just get rain from it, basically. But there's panic and we're at a world with nothing better to do and then to chicken whittle your way through life. So a lot of people don't care about it, but which is good. So I'm just kind of just like the 8 portal. I'm just kind of just riding the wave. I'm just taking, if I can get some attention. I get shadow banned on YouTube, but maybe I can bypass that a little bit, sort of. I imagine I get penalized. They don't want me out there. They can just have me just make a video and you can't hear me. I think they'd just rather that, actually. But anyway, I guess they're not that bad. But anyway, to add to the mix of that. So tomorrow the storm is coming by here around 2:00, I think. So it might be too far out for us to even get. We might get rain. We might even get tornadoes. You never know. So the only thing, is power. When the power goes out, it's the only issue. But it's so far out there. But you never know. Who cares? Whatever. It's just another day on the planet of Chicken Little planet. Luckily, not everybody's like that. The media, it's just. I guess we're just not done with the media just yet. Propaganda machine. Even the alternative news is just as bad, maybe worse at times. So nobody's learning from anything. It's copying and just doing the same nonsense. So it's kind of two portal openings, healing energies from that, or whatever the dragon frequencies, whatever the Garthian energies. So just use it, take a new age propaganda and turn it to something useful. Hopefully, new age, just another. We're going into that details of that. Interfere with their magic. I'm getting, yeah. Bypass it. The Zetas and no emotion. Recently I've run into interesting, like why the Zetas. I've always had an idea of why they don't do the emotional stuff, because these people just carry around so much stuff. They carry around their basket of crazy and then throw it on everybody or whatever, anxiety. So the Zetas just got rid of their emotions so they can, of course, a lot of beings do, even higher dimensional beings do it for different reasons. But the Zetas interferes with their connections, with their evolution, even if they seem robotic and it's not perfect. But always, I mean, imagine they just still get energy attack from emotional crazy people or beings or whatever, but at least they have a way of like clearing it out. Depending on the Zeta, they can clear out other people's stuff quicker, so they can connect. They have like their, the spiritual internet. You can say they can connect easier, and they have a larger head too, just like the Arcturians, and they can do it in the fourth dimension. It might look like some weird bug being, but they can connect. And say they might have some characteristics, some bad jokes, but it's still not a very much a developed personality, because it's kind of, I don't know, it's just everything has a purpose. It is kind of robotic, but it's sort of, I mean, when you see humans, especially this world, I mean, I wonder how many humans here will remove that part of themselves. In some ways, I think maybe it's best a lot of them do, because they can't freaking handle it. They can't deal with it. It's like, you're out of here, just get rid of it and just go to therapy for the next 10,000 years. So obviously the world has a lot of pressures, understand that. Of course, some of the spiritual gurus out there just say, just take it. Enjoy the frying pan. Jeez. I'm not going to go into details of that. Yeah, well, they manipulate the hell out of everybody, and they're freaking like a little miniature cult following there. And there's definitely karma with that. Nasty things. But anyway, not going into details of that too much. Oh, crap, not ready. I thought I was ready. Priscilla's here. Off camera. I'm not going to bring her on. She'll get crazy. You almost tore down the background. I had to stop her. Well, no, I got it afterwards. Had its purpose. It's a bit distracting. She's growing out of that a little bit. All right, this is I'm Total my private sessions. Maybe scheduler. Yeah, shop here. Okay. Oh yeah, my channel might go out of focus because Logitech doesn't care anymore. It used to be where you can set it to a certain way so it doesn't go out of focus. But I guess I don't care anymore, so it's going to go out of focus. I have no power. I have no control over it. But just the whole world is in decline in some form. So not sure what's going on with that. This stuff's kind of cheap anyway, but there's no way around it. I have to use it. I think I have to use it. I don't think there's anything else I can use. So it used to work. So anyway, if it gets out of focus, it's behind the scene tech. So anyway, all right, we're going to the Lionsgate energies. Hopefully it's not New Age rhetoric. Yeah, of course you have a feline here. It's not camera shy, just kind of destructive with camera videoing. So yeah, so her do her thing, and the Zeta gray energy emotions, and then maybe perspective of other beings. So just kind of keep this one a little bit short. So all right, blessings. Here we go. Greens with the Lionsgate frequencies. A lot of this is coming from Sirius. Basically, it's just to heal those that wish to be healed. It's just a new frequency coming. It's similar to the solar flare in its own way, but not without the solar flare effects of like the physical technologies going down. And then again, yes, it can be some energy shifts. There can be some outages in different ways, but it's just all of it's just a clearing. It's a feline energy that are connected here. They just have a lot of their own stuff they have to clear also. It's like, sorry we brought you to this world of chaotic means. So this world was a buildup from other planets that have gone through a lot of stress and lost themselves. And this is like the apex of it. So there's stages to get to where your world is. There are other worlds that are kind of here, but not to this level. Obviously, there's ones that are harsher also. There's a lot of elephant beings there, actually. And a lot of elephant beings are kind of had enough of the gorilla beings. So I just kind of leave that free. But it shows that the felines have a lot. Well, think about it, when the felines connected to the reptilian, it gave them a high, but also kind of like a psychotic connection. It's like their felines have their own issues, as some of you realize, but when you add a reptilian energy, it kind of amplifies their shenanigans. Let's put it that way. And yeah, there are feline beings that are manipulating society. And humanity's just like your religions. Humanity's agreeing to it, and they have to go through this because they don't believe in themselves. So they give them power away. So that's why these beings are allowed to. Yeah, it's kind of twisted. Well, because if we remove that being, another one will show up, or you'd be surprised how some people need that manipulative energy. They just do. They just don't believe in themselves, and they have a lot of darkness within them that they need someone that's like a twisted leader. Let's put it that way. That's like a psychotic. So it's like attracting a psychotic relationship to some level. Yeah, they need a screwed up teacher, basically. It's not just feeling. I mean, even insectoid beings, just this environment has made weaponized a lot of alien species, or not entirely. I mean, they've been adjusting over time. Insectoid beings are just agents, as you can see. Some of them are decent. The bees have a way of, blocking a lot of the negativity, but there are others. The wasps are, everything has evolution, but sometimes they go crazy too. But the Lionsgate energy is there to clear out chakras. You might not feel anything. For some that have a lot of issues within themselves, yes, like a feline cult leader might feel, oh, I just feel an energy burst. Maybe it's also, hopefully, they see what they're doing to others. Not always. I guess it just, some are just no hope. Well, they have an error in their ways and they can't repair it and assist humanity, or just take from humanity and just soul suck them, as many do. They're being, the universe sees all. So they can justify their direction, but so the universe, it's non-judgment, but we see it all. Spirit realms see everything. And that is kind of not always what's cracked up to be. And that's why many of you incarnate here to shut all that off. And sometimes you add all these difficulties, just pile it on, even traumas. Look, I have all this trauma. I got to stay in this world forever now. Because the spirit realm could be a little bit too free. Even you, as a ghost being. It's like some people don't want to be a ghost, but just want to wander in this reality forever. Greens with the Zetas. Greens with the Zeta emotion. Well, emotions, think of like the Zeta race before they became a Zeta race as they're human. Yes, they were weaponized themselves with emotions they could not handle anymore. Their emotions brought in more trouble than it was worth. It's like they almost like penalized themselves for having them. And through their evolution, removed it. And some can't live without their emotions. They have some version of it. But it's basically emotions, how society is in your world. It gets panicky. It gets worried too much. Its mind wanders off. And as I say, without emotion, you still don't do that. But you're a little bit, without all the interference with your spiritual connections, you can see a little bit more clearly where information is coming. Of course, some Zetas easily get manipulated and target and so on. I mean, some of them are just youngsters, like the abduction. Some of them are just kids. They're just kids on a Friday night with nothing better to do. Then your whole Barney Miller or the Barney situation, just pick them up. Hey, by the way, I had nothing better to do, so I, visit them and tell them about Zeta Reticuli and just drop them back off. And humans here make a big deal out of it and everything. It's like, hey, look, now I'm famous. And there's always different points of view and so on. But Zetas are so similar to humans. Even without the emotion, they're still very childlike, foolish. You can't fix that. Well, through experience, you can remove all the emotions you want. You can still be an airhead. And they know that. But there are beings that just remove it for various different reasons. Even Palladians remove it, but some like show some compassion. I'd say some Zetas don't have any compassion. Well, they become very reptilian also. But Zeta is just it did cause a lot of interference with what they're trying to build, like live in the fourth dimension and move among the dimensions freely. Not that we always have. We can get manipulated because we're so close to your reality. We can also get manipulated depending on the being if don't have their defenses up. They're not used to having their defenses up and so on. They have to kind of sometimes go through some difficulties for them to enhance themselves. So yeah, that's the time. There's our time travelers also. That's another. It's like think of this. This obviously is not for everybody, but it's kind of like you turn yourself into a machine, not into a vacuum cleaner. But then some might do something like that. That's the emotion stuff. But you turn yourself into a machine, sort of like a time machine, and you can go see different realms. You see timelines more clearly, and like your timelines, but we can't always communicate with your world. Of course, some humans have difficulties with Zetas, but some have difficulties themselves. Yeah, some of the attractive beings out there still have. Well, yeah, we sometimes Zetas show we mirror a lot of their selves to them, and they get completely insulted by that. Yeah, some would come off perfect, and as you know, and then a Zeta comes in. By the way, this one's been stealing from all of you, or so on. Or by the way, every relationship you got into, it's been horrible, and you need to start seeing it, or whatever. And of course, Zetas get a horrible reputation that way. But so Zetas have their own issues, but we can also show people their stuff too. Yeah, so that's to say, Zetas are any direction of fixing themselves. Like they say, yeah, we're screwed up, we have our issues, but you can also kind of like manage it sometimes. Sometimes you need it for what you're doing. Because you can relate to people too with your flaws. There's nobody that's perfect. Some of them feel like they're perfect, and some of them go crazy to be that way. And yeah, there's just that's why you need assistance from other races. So it's just someone need to go over themselves. The ego is not. A lot of those Zetas don't really have an ego, not like a reptilian being. They might have some version of an ego, but nothing like a reptilian being that wants to be praised, loved by others, and just constantly manipulating and just because they can. To give you an example, even like, we'll just drop a name. Paris Hilton has a vibe of reptilian queen. Maybe that's the level I should like to be, but kind of superficial. And that's a lot of that's Palladian, Syrian, fakeness, energy, and just like the Barbie realm, you can say to some level. Not to just explaining that energy field. There's a lot of beings that are like that. That is blonde, live in these perfect housings, and it's fascinating to see those because some of them go completely insane. It's like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to live in a shack somewhere. You have all these pretty houses and there's a shack. Sometimes they do build like a Walmart too. Of course, this is another reality. They build a Walmart just because they don't want to be perfect. They build something that's imperfect. To manipulate, just show, hey, I got issues and these people don't want to realize it. So there's a lot we can learn from all different alien species. Humans still have to get over their, they have difficult, like with Zeta beings. Zeta's gonna be pretty bad, yes, but so is humans. Yeah, there's a tug of war there. It's something that might not ever be healed on this planet. Well, some are take the Zeta energies and manipulate society and say they didn't do anything, but actually they did. Like I said, we see everything. Not everything, but we see a lot. We don't see everything. But we do see, because we're outside that human element. I mean, we look humanoid, but we're not really humans.